Hello everyone, and welcome to our weekly video update for Marc Hutlet Seeds. I'm standing in a field of P8387 AM near Friedensfeld, Manitoba, where we are observing drought-like symptoms like most of the corn in the southern part of our area. This corn is entering the R4 stage, where cell division in the embryo of each kernel is nearly complete, and the accumulation of moisture and starches is what will be a determining factor in final yield. Since the kernels are now in the milk and dough stages, it is easy to see where pollination was unsuccessful. We may also see varying levels of aborted kernels, since the corn plant has the ability to abort kernels following pollination up until just before physiological maturity. In southeastern Manitoba, we are at 56% of our average normal precipitation. However, any amount of rainfall can still help us achieve a potentially higher yield through increased test weight and a reduced amount of aborted kernels. Other effects of severe moisture stress include stalk lodging and premature plant death. This week at Marc Hutlet Seeds, we've hosted 2 days of crop and farm tours with a group of pioneer staff and dairy farmers from eastern Quebec. We would like to thank all of our cooperators and everyone involved on the farms that we visited, as well as everyone who helped out in planning the tours. Their trip was a big success and a great learning experience for us as well. Nous voulons remercier tous les participants du Voyage de Québec. C'était tellement un plaisir de vous avoir et tellement un bon succès.
Hi, my name is Alexander Vincent from Eastern Quebec. I'm account manager since 4 years now. And we are very impressed with all early maturities we have in Quebec this year, either in soybean or corn. All of these new products wouldn't be if it wasn't for the Manitoba's research. So we are very impressed, like I said.
I'm Marie Landry-Blais from Quebec. I'm a dairy specialist covering all province of Quebec. We are a group of dairy producers coming to visit Manitoba and seeing what you guys are doing around here. We are very impressed. It's an amazing trip. So most of our producers are from eastern Quebec and northeast of Quebec. So Lanaudière, Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean, and center of Quebec, Centre Quebec. Thank you, Marc Hutlet Seeds, for having us.
As Karis mentioned, the relatively short pollination period for corn makes that crop particularly susceptible to yield loss due to acute drought stress during the reproductive stages. Soybeans, on the other hand, flower for a much longer period of time. In fact, we're still seeing some flowers out there now. This means that we have more opportunities and a little more flexibility to build or protect yield depending on when we get rains in August. This particular plant, from a non-stressed part of the field, is showing some excellent potential, where there's multiple pods on each node on the main stem as well as on the branches. We're seeing that there's an average of about 3 beans per pod on this plant, and this gives us some excellent potential that we're still able to protect at this point. On the other hand, this plant, from an area of the field where we've noticed drought stress for a couple of weeks now, shows quite a bit less yield potential already. We're seeing that there's really only one main pod on each node. In addition, some of these pods aren't filled to capacity, with only 1 or 2 seeds per pod, and this is obviously going to reduce the yield potential. In addition, we're seeing quite a bit of premature plant senescence here, where the lower part of the plant has none of the leaves left. Obviously, this is going to reduce the amount of photosynthetic capacity of these plants, and consequently reduce the seed size that we can expect at harvest. We are seeing a spread of drought symptoms in local soybean fields, but it's still important to get out there and double check that that's actually what's going on in the field. In some cases, off-colored soybeans from the road have been chalked off as just drought symptoms, with wilting leaves on the soybeans making them a lighter color. However, once we've gone in there, we found that there's quite a bit of spider mite damage starting in a number of fields. This usually begins at the field edges, and if left unchecked, will spread right across the field, leading to some devastating yield losses. Spider mites thrive in prolonged hot and dry conditions like we've had this year. So it's important to get in the field, scout for mites, and treat if necessary to protect yield. Thanks for watching this week's video. If you have any questions, please let us know.